Hi, this is chapter one. You have two assignments for this chapter, um, but also for those assignments, especially the chapter review, you need to read the whole chapter. So the chapter is about 20 pages. Um, just read the whole chapter on your own, and then you will be able to um, take the chapter review, which is, answer the chapter review. It's three questions at the end of the chapter. Um, so this is about course and college basics. It's actually an introduction to what you should do in college with college courses, not just English class. It's some really good advice. So please read it carefully and answer the chapter review questions at the end. The only thing I want to add before I talk specifically about your two assignments that you have to do is um, the first section talks about take the course seriously. And I think that this is very important, especially for those of you who've just come from high school, um, because in college, um, you don't have to be there. In high school, the instructor has to let you stay in the class. But regardless if you don't do work or if you don't show up on time, or if you don't communicate. But in college, if you don't take the course seriously and you don't complete your work at the on by the deadline, by the time things are due, and you don't communicate and you don't participate, you are not going to be in the class much longer because the teacher can, the instructor can drop you, or you just won't be successful because if you can't catch up, you cannot catch up if you don't do the work on time, because there's a very big a lot of there's a very large amount of work that you have to do, and it's all paced so that you can complete it in the 4 months that we have this class. So the only thing I want to add with take this course seriously and any college course seriously is if you treat it like if it's a job, you will be more successful in a job your own time, in a job you do your work, in a job you're respectful to the to have your a job is coworkers, but in college it's classmates and instructor, right? Um, or you're not fulfilling the duties of your job and you'll be let go. The same thing with the college. If you treat it like it's a job where you have to show up, show respect, and communicate with people, you'll be successful. That's all I wanted to say. But please read the rest. You have to, oh, and also, of course, do everything by the deadline. You have to. You cannot make up things. If you get behind, you will never be able to make up everything. It will just not work. Do your work every week, turn in your assignments, have good time management skills. I have a whole video on time management if you want to watch that, because you do need to learn how to balance your work and your college life as well. Okay, that's it. So let's go ahead and go to the assignment. The first one is the Vark questionnaire. 13. Okay. Oh, she's four. It's the end of 13. Okay. So this is all about knowing your learning style. Okay. You may have heard about this before. It's like people have different learning styles, and this questionnaire will help you discover which one yours is. So I'll show you the assignment. It's you can download this from your module. Okay. Canvas module. Go to the top. Okay, so to make things easier for you, I've put it on a Word document. Let me go ahead and go over it with you. With the first question, it says, okay, so choose the best answer that explains your preference and circle the letter or letters next to it. Okay, you can circle more than one answer, okay? So for example, you are helping someone who wants to go to your airport or your town center or your railway station. What would you do? You would A, go with her, B, tell her directions, C, write down the directions, or D, draw or give her a map. Okay. So I know you have cell phones. Say, no, I just show her on the cell phone. Yes, that's true. Pretend your cell phone's broken that day. Pretend the whole network's down. Okay. What would you do? And these answers give insight to which learning style you prefer. Okay, so then you circle or underline. Since you have a Word document, it's fine if you bold it or highlight it. Oops, oops, oops. Not like that. I meant the letter. So then you just need to be able to know which one you chose, because at the end you count up the different letters. So how to score this, you go back to the book. I think it's sorry, it's not page 5, page 15, I think. Oh no, page 16. Okay. This is the scoring chart. Okay, so you use the scoring chart to score your questionnaire. It says use the following scoring chart to find the Vark category that each of your answers corresponds to. You circle the letters that correspond to your answers, okay? So there's the example. So for question 1, you circle if you picked A, B, C, or D, okay? And if you pick more than one, that's fine. You just circle both. When you're done with that, you count all the letters, okay? So you say, what was the number of V's I circled? What was the number of A's I circled? What was the number of R's I circled? What was the number of K's I circled? Okay. And then you see which one you are. Are you a visual learner? Are you a auditory learner? So visual, of course, what you see, auditory, what you hear, read and write, reading and writing learner, or you a kinesthetic learner, learn by movement. Now, why does it matter what kind of learner you are? Because actually this will help you understand what kind of method you can use to learn things better. So if you're a visual learner, there's all the different types of techniques that you can use to become um, more, that will help you learn better. Same with all of them. Okay. It gives you advice on how to study and read, how to write, and how to test. And this is really helpful. Students said this is like one of the most helpful things um, that's not just helped them in my class, but in a lot of other classes. So after you're done taking your test and understanding what kind of learner you are, then you have all these techniques that you can use to help you learn better and more efficiently. When you're finished with that, the other assignment, it is connected to your other handout. It's up again. It's here. I'll show it to you again on the handout. At the end, it's at the end, and you just have to answer these questions. So you've already taken the questionnaire. And now you need to write about your reaction to the results. Were you surprised? As you think about, so answer these questions. As you think about how you've learned things in the past, how does knowing your learning style help you adjust your approach to the future, to learning in the future? So you can use those techniques, for example. And how can knowing more about your learning style help you in college? What do you think? So just answer that in a paragraph, 5 to 7 questions, please. Okay. And your other assignment is the chapter review, which I do have a handout for. So you just find that in Canvas, but you just need to answer those 3 questions. So by reading the chapter, you can answer these 3 questions. They don't have to be totally, they don't have to be too elaborate. You see, there's only 2 lines here, but I would say maybe you just need 2 or 3 to 5 lines for each of them is fine. Okay. Also with number 3, how can you connect to your college? That can also go back to the course introduction and DVC introduction. And you can just write a few things about that. Don't write more than 5 sentences. Okay. Well, thank you very much. That's it for chapter 1. And you have your next, don't forget to submit your work. Okay. Thank you so much. That's it.